With that, we'll bring this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the reading approval of the minutes for the November 18th, 2025 regular council meeting. May I have a motion to approve the minutes as presented? So moved. Second. Are there any questions or comments about the minutes from anybody on council? Very well. All those in favor of approval say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed say nay. The minutes are approved. Thank you, council. And next is public comments. We got several of them tonight, so please try to keep it at 3 minutes. Avin's got the clock over here. You can see. We will let you know when you're down to your last 30 seconds to try to wrap up. If you're running closer to 3 minutes, if you're listening or calling by phone, dial *3 to raise your hand if you'd like to be heard tonight. If you're connected by computer, just click the hand icon on the participants panel and we'll recognize you after the last speaker. So again, 3 minutes. Mary West, you want to start it off tonight? Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, I am here because the speeders on LaRue act like they have closed every liquor store because they're empty. They're driving like they're drunk down my street. Please. I had people in for Thanksgiving that could not hardly get out of their vehicles. And they're still passing up, blowing their horns and doing all kind of craziness down through there. So if we can have some, you all have ordered these cameras. Can we please have some on LaRue? And can we please have some police presence down there on LaRue? And stop some of the speeding down through there, please. Because I've told you all, if, somebody get hurt down there, there's gonna be suits going on. Because that's like I tell you all, that is not the people asphalt. It's the city of Beckley's asphalt if they don't fix that road down there. It's raggedy, uneven, stuff all plastered on the road down there and all because these cars are hitting them 2 little speed humps that hard and dropping stuff out in the road. I have to go out there and pick up the stuff that they drop off their vehicles. But it's not my vehicle they're tearing up, it's theirs. But please, help, please. And I thank you all and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next, Tom Mosley.
Good evening. First, I'd like to echo Mary's sentiment a little bit. Speeding is pretty bad. So perhaps it would be possible to do a couple of extra patrols if that's possible. It's just mindful during the holiday season. Second thing, I want to remind everyone of the holiday market in Uptown Beckley. It's really nice to see some activity up there and see some positive things going on in that part of our city. So just be mindful of that. Come up and see us, and hopefully we can continue that into the future and keep bringing Beckley up to speed where it should be. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Tom. Next is James Watkins.
My name is James, which you already know. As some know, I'm the supervisor at the Public Works. I spoke at the last meeting about the $2 raise that we were told 2 years ago that we would get. And make a correction to the comment that Cody made that was said that the last meeting that we had already gotten their $2 raise. 2 years ago, at that time, we was told that it would be reevaluated and we would receive another $2. It has been 2 years and we have waited patiently. We are shorthanded. My guys and I work very hard, even doing other jobs that are not air positions. We deserve this raise, so I ask you that you would please consider giving us a raise as soon as possible. We are all struggling with the high cost of everything, and we thank you for your your consideration.
Okay, James, thank you.
You all were given a $2 raise, and the previous mayor had made a comment that it would be evaluated at the end of the year. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. What my statement was last time, Ms. Coots was, I believe, under the understanding that y'all didn't get a raise at all, and I clarified that y'all did receive a $2 an hour raise, and then yes, I think the past mayor had made that. Yes.
Beckley PD was given a $4 on the hour raise, and we was told that we was given the $2 on the hour raise, and consideration for the other $2 would be given
Correct.
next year.
Correct.
But
And
now-
that's what that stated last time. I didn't say, I said that y'all got the 2 hours and it would be reevaluated. I didn't say,
but also,
I'm gonna leave it there. That's what it is.
y'all are spending money. It's a given. Jessica moved on to a new position. Y'all give another position to a man, and now you're trying to hire another person to take her place. Y'all are looking at, getting a building for the police garage.
Mhm.
I mean, seriously, people, we don't make near the money that y'all make.
Who's y'all?
Who's y'all?
Then we don't.
I don't make anything.
Can I ask a question on myself?
Yeah, we're at 3 minutes, but real quick, Frank, go ahead.
Okay.
But James, we'll look into it. We'll look.
Okay, I mean, if they don't do the $2, I mean, it's something that we need to look into.
We'll look into it.
We look into, okay, I promise you we'll look into it.
Fair enough.
All right.
Thank you, though, buddy. Thank you. Next is Leslie Anderson.
I'm totally out of my comfort zone. I'm better on social media, but I recently have gone through an abusive separation. I'm a 40-year-old woman, and it's not a physical abuse. It is a mental, emotional, and financial abuse, which disqualifies me from a lot of resources, okay? Because I'm not in physical danger, I'm not welcome at the women's shelter, right? So for the last 3 months, I've lived with my abuser and have been stuck in my home. And so I went to Section 8 housing. I went to the Raleigh County Housing Authority. I went to the Beckley Housing Authority. I went and filled out a thing for HUD just to get out of my abuser's presence and energy field so that I could go on and, heal myself. Because I am on all these waiting lists, I ended up having to be abused again and again and again, still to this day. And it got me to thinking about, what can I do right now to be at home in this awful place, but still contribute to my community. So I decided to DoorDash. And while I was DoorDashing, I met a lot of people like me who are homeless on the streets, who didn't have food. I mean, he's withheld food. I lost 45 pounds in 3 months. He's withheld the marital funds and withheld signing the divorce papers. He's withheld all the financial situations. He's withheld the car payments so that I couldn't work DoorDash. It's been constant abuse over and over and over again. I ended up in the hospital 3 different times because I had a total spiritual, mental, and physical break. Okay. And my parents were entrepreneurs here for a long time. My maiden name is Pinnell, and I've been active at Stratton. My children went to Stratton, my sisters went to Stratton, and we always have advocated for my son's autistic, my daughter is 15, she went to Woodrow. I graduated from Woodrow and Shady. Sherry knows me very well. But my parents owned a clinic on Kanawha Street. They owned Contact Medical Center, and then my dad owned Photo One and was the Santa and Easter Bunny at the mall for years. They have completely abandoned me because I'm not physically abusive or physically abused, and they have completely abandoned me but taken care of my kids, right? So all of this time that I have poured into this Beckley community, and the one time that I needed help, I've reached out, I've posted on social media, I have asked every authority in this place for help to get me out of it.
30 seconds.
Huh?
30 seconds.
Okay.
Sorry.
And so why I'm here is not for me, because tomorrow I get to move. Tomorrow I finally made enough money to move. I did it myself, okay? And I did it with DoorDash, and I did it scared and without family and without all the things that I've always had, privilege and money and everything at my fingertips. So I'm wondering if there is a way that for women like me who are stuck in not necessarily physical abuse, but in abusive situations in this town, if there is a resource that we could come up with and what that answer might look like.
Can I answer?
Yeah, I get you.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure, Jenny.
Did you say you contacted a Ray?
Yes.
And what did they tell you?
Because I wasn't in physical danger, I didn't qualify for any resources.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, that's something that he probably was asking.
Yeah. I don't know the right answer, I just know that there was.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having the courage to come up and speak about it, but yeah,
They take a lot of.
yeah, come.
Okay.
Kelly Gano?
Thank you.
And thank you for putting yourself out there and sharing your story, Leslie. Thank you for putting yourself out there and sharing that story.
Yes, that was incredibly difficult. Thank you. I'm Kelly Gano, Director of Raleigh County United for Prevention, Raleigh County Up. I'll start with a thank you to Captain Morgan, Mr. Bill File, and Beckley Police Department. I did a FOIA request and they all coordinated to get all that information to me. So I really appreciate having that. It helped me understand some processes and things that happen within the city a little bit better. I wanted to read a Facebook post that I saw about Kratom, and I've shared it with several of you, but I think if we all just kind of listen to it together, talked about some things. It's by an Officer Gomez. He does national education across the United States about educating parents on how to talk to their kids about sensitive topics, and drug abuse is one of them. So it starts, recently we've had a very big increase in overdoses and fatalities tied to specifically to Kratom and its stronger chemical makeup. The pattern showing up is troubling. Kratom mixed with alcohol appears to be a big danger zone. Alone, Kratom already acts as some of the same receptors as opioids. Add alcohol and it stacks sedating effects. Breathing slow, heart rate drops, people become unresponsive. Parents, the challenge here is that Kratom is still marked as natural, safe, or just a plant. Teens see it sold openly in convenience stores and assume it's no big deal. They don't understand the chemical makeup can make it much harder than expected, or the alcohol can turn harmless products into a medical emergency. You can see this for sale in colorful pills, colorful drinks, powders, and other items that look appealing to our kids. Many of these can be purchased at your local gas stations with no real age requirement, which isn't the case for West Virginia. There is an age requirement. The message to our kids is just because it's legal doesn't mean it's safe. It's plant-based, does not protect you from overdose, and mixed substances is where the real danger lies. So we all know Beckley Police Department. They do the DARE program in our elementary schools. Adam Justice does that. He works with Beckley Police Department, works with our coalition. Adam does an awesome job with the kids at the 5th graders. At the end of those courses, they do essays about what they've learned. Our SAD team, which is a high school and middle school team, read those essays and decide who's winner. They do it in a contest. And I just want to read a couple of those quotes from some of those essays.
Kelly, you got 30 seconds. So
I told you I'm doing 3 minutes.
you got this.
It's incredible to think of an officer come to our school every Monday just to teach you safety tips. DARE is one of the best things I've learned so far this year. And now why would you want to go smoking, drinking, and doing drugs when you could be at home drinking Dr. Pepper? It just doesn't make any sense. Enforcing strong environmental strategies is crucial in preventing youth substance use because the norms and messages young people encounter in their surroundings often shape their behaviors and more powerful than individual knowledge alone. Even when youth are taught skills and educated about the harms of drugs like in DARE, those efforts are undermined if their environmental signals and if their substance use is acceptable or expected. Enforcing policies is about creating culture and shaping the community attitude.
Very good. All right. Sorry to cut you off. I know you practiced we were talking about it, but.
Thank you, Kelly.
And Kelly, thank you for bringing that to our attention, not just tonight, but in the emails and everything else you send, because I noticed today at one of the vape shops, they had a big sign that said Kratom.
And they're not allowed to be selling.
I didn't know what it was, other than you letting us know. Real quick, do we have anybody listening that wants to
We do not have.
Okay, not yet. Okay. Pastor Timothy Sheffield? Schofield. Schofield.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Pastor Tim Schofield. I serve as the senior pastor of United Apostolic Faith Church, 1010 South Kenora Street, Beckley, West Virginia. 1994, we purchased the old Lincoln School building on South Kenora Street, and we transformed the old gymnasium to a 300-seat sanctuary and made numerous upgrades to classrooms, hallways, restrooms, and the kitchen. However, the front two-story section of the old school has presented major challenges from the beginning. It contains asbestos flooring, lead-based paint, roof damage, and a very outdated heating system. The cost required to bring this section up to current code is simply beyond our financial budget at this time. After discussion and consultation, we determined that the best solution would be to demolish that portion and replace it with a more modern, efficient structure. In November of 2023, we learned of a sub-grant program that was being offered by the city of Beckley, and receiving applications to demolish several structures in the city. We submitted our application, and since then, we have worked closely with the city officials, including Chief Code Enforcement Officer Don Morgan, and have completed every requested step, multiple inspections, photographs, and providing historical information. During a conference in January of 2024, Mr. Morgan told us our building qualified as a demolition worthy and that asbestos would not halt the process. He also shared that approval could take up 2.5 months. Councilwoman Sherry Hunter has been extremely helpful throughout this process of advocating for the project and helping us stay connected with the right officers. However, despite all of these positive early steps, communication became increasingly limited. We fully understand that grant-funded projects involve many layers and review, and we appreciate the workload carried by the city staff. But at this point, after more than a year of waiting, we respectfully ask for clarity on where our application stands and what the next steps will be. Condition of the building continues to worsen, and we want to prevent it from becoming a hazard to our congregation and to our community. United Apostolic Faith Church thanks you for your help and your support, and we shall move on full, responsibly, safely, in cooperation with the city of Beckley. And certainly, we are grateful for the assistance that we have already received. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Mara.
I'll make sure that they get them.
Okay.
The handouts and pictures.
Yes. I'll make sure that they get them.
Reverend Calvin Moore. Go ahead, Janine.
Mayor, can I ask a question?
Sure.
How much approximately would it cost for the demolition? Were you ever
I have no idea
cost on that?
for right now.
Okay.
I know how big that school is. I know, first of all, you got to do an asbestos abatement on it. So that might run up in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Just for the asbestos?
Yes,
Taking
ma'am.
out of the asbestos?
The 3 buildings we have uptown has asbestos in them. We got an estimate on those, and it's almost 300,000. So I know that school's quite a bit larger than the 3 buildings that the city owns.
So Phil, I have a question. When the former Fairdale Elementary School was demolished and the DEP allowed it to be demolished but then buried in the basement, and then because you covered it over and there's a playground there now where the former Fairdale Elementary School is, was there an asbestos abatement done?
Absolutely.
Before, okay, so it was. So then they, well, no,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I just want to,
Okay.
because if, and we've been working on this for years. We never heard that it needed to be reevaluated because it was a former school. So that was new wording, and maybe Captain Morgan can clarify that for us. But we had never heard that, so we felt like that it was on the DLAP list, and it was so. But we can.
It was included when I applied for the DLAP grant, and I got approved for 37 residential structures. So what I said was, I was trying to see if I could get it approved through the Historic Preservation Office, which is required or we can't do it. And if I did, then I would try to apply for more money to see if they had money to do the demolition of the school. And actually, I checked back after a couple of council meetings ago with the director, and we're already a year over on the grant, and I don't think there's gonna be funds to do it because you're looking at around $300,000 or $400,000. But the problem was when I submitted the grant or the information to get submitted to the Historic Landmark or the Historic Preservation Office, they said the company that puts it together for us and submits it to them.
SHPO, that does it for SHPO.
They said that what we had was not going to get approved, that we needed some more history.
Well, then if we can't do it that way, and even though your church and you all have been so patient, Pastor, you all have been so patient, Shamira, y'all been so patient. Perhaps we should look at, because just this week, West Virginia Brownfields just has another a program, and this is what they do. And if we can't do it through, I think that's where the clarification needs to be had. We didn't realize that those were for residential structures,
Initially, DEP granted us what they expected to do 37 residential structures was what we got approved for. And we've done more because the bids came in lower than what we, because we're gonna be about 50.
In that paperwork that we presented to you all, there's all the steps I researched all the steps for DLAT, for the state historic preservation, and it breaks down every step.
Okay.
And I would love for you guys to review.
We'll look at
Thank you.
it. We'll look at it.
Mr. Boyd wants to say
Well,
something.
we gotta move. I mean, we'll just, if you want to come up and talk to us afterwards, we'll stick around as long as you all want. How's that? Reverend Calvin Moore? Yeah, it's already said. We still got 2 more to go. And we gotta go.
To the council, to the mayor. I want to apologize, but we didn't exchange numbers.
I know, we should have, because I knew I was calling you from a 540 number, and I was like, I know he's not gonna answer this, but I did try several times.
That I would answer, that's sister-in-law in Virginia.
It's big.
If I don't recognize the number, I won't answer. But anyway, everybody knows what we've been going through. But it don't seem like nobody really cares. You can get mad and the truth is the truth. We asked for help. Did we expect help? No. Did we receive help? No. Have anybody offered to help? No. But yet and still, everybody knows the conditions are the conditions. To a point that, I'm not talking about the mayor, because he tried to catch up with me. But some people know the condition. Somebody say, well, it's not the city's fault. Well, somebody needs to explain to me why it ain't the city's fault when the sanitary drain is at the end of my driveway. When it rains too much, the drain cannot handle it. It's got somewhere it's got to go, which is in my yard, in my crawl space. It has shifted my foundation to a point there is cracks in my foundation. There is cracks in my wall. But like I said, nobody seems to be concerned. And somebody brought up to me, the people pay taxes. I pay taxes too, probably more than anybody that's in this room. Why I say that? I was an underground coal miner. So y'all's taxes don't come nowhere near. One more thing. The meters obtained is now, how you say it?
virtual, where you got to go online, or you got to go on an app. There is no sign nowhere in that parking lot that's across from the water company that says you need to go on this app in order to park. No, it's not there, cause I looked. I got a parking ticket because I had to go with my son in the federal building. I come out and the man said I had been there for 2 hours and I hadn't been there 45 minutes. There needs to be some information or something there to let people know you need to go on this website to let them know you park your car in position 1, 2, or whatever the position is. So then you'll know how much time you got instead of coming outside finding a yellow piece of paper on your windshield.
Nobody wants that.
Thank you.
I agree.
I'll check.
Paul Brown?
Mayor, I'm sorry, can I comment?
Wow, go right ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Gerald, have you had an opportunity to check to see exactly when they're gonna start on that project? When you attend the sanitary board meetings, the project over on Hartley and Hager Street?
I think that Mr. Moore got attorneys and Mr. Fowles been working with his attorneys, correct?
Right. Mr. Moore does have an attorney that has been in contact with us.
Okay, all right. I just want to let him know that, that I do care, because you have been dealing with that problem for a long, long time, and not only you, prior to you even moving on that street, those individuals had been dealing with the stormwater. And the city became involved, like I said, when we passed the ordinance of those stormwater fees, and that's what made the city become more involved. So thank you, Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Janine.
Mayor, council, thanks for your opportunity this evening to speak. Hopefully what I've got for you this evening will be a pretty simple thing to address. We are at the corner of Temple and Scott Street, so just over the hill from here. And we've been there for just over a year. And suddenly, 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, there was a racket outside. And when I went outside to look to see what was going on, there was a new sign that had been planted in our front yard that says, "No parking here at the corner." Now, it's needless to say, it's kind of a pain. We have a tiny house, a tiny lot. We have a little tiny driveway on the side of the house that if you're very careful, you can get 2 vehicles in. But as any family with a couple of kids who are involved in sports and everything realizes very quickly, a lot of times when you're parked like that, you're constantly shuffling vehicles, move one so you can get the other. And it's kind of a hassle. I'm not sure where that sign came from or why it came. Nobody talked to us about it. Nobody asked about it. It's in our yard. No one has ever, to my knowledge, parked on the road there, on the road. I often park in our yard, in the grass, in our yard. No one of my 4 tires is ever on the pavement. But that sign is now obstructing me from doing that. Those signs are very rare. I've driven around the neighborhood and you can't find one. I mean, there may be others in our neighborhood, but I haven't seen it. So I don't know why it showed up. I don't know why we weren't talked to about it. But it's a real problem for us. It's a real inconvenience. And I'm not sure, right across the street, there's a fire hydrant and they've got a paved spot off the side of the road where people park. There's no restrictions on their parking right beside a fire hydrant. So I'm coming this evening respectfully to ask you, can you please take that sign down? It's a real encumbrance on us and our property there. It's really causing a heartache. And with the holidays here, we can't even invite family over because there's nowhere for them to park. There's nowhere else on that street for us to have people park. So we can't even park literally in our own grass or our own yard.
Let me, Mike,
Can you address that?
Sure, and I appreciate your concern with that. Do you have to get people's permissions to put signs, or who makes that call?
We went back to look 2020, that sign was put
in that same area.
So there used to be a sign there.
Used to be a sign no parking.
Yeah.
Within 30 foot of the stop sign.
Yeah. I mean, was it put back out because the cars were parking there a lot, or?
I don't know where the phone call come from, Jamie took it, somebody was complaining about parking part of it.
I can see his frustration. I'd be frustrated at that too if it's just a sign or something was in my yard. But you've lived at that house for how long?
Over a year now.
Over a year, so it'd have been before you got there. I'll tell you what, we'll look into it,
Yeah,
Mr.
because
Brown.
there was never a sign there before. And again,
Not while you owned the house, right?
no one has, right, while we've been there.
Sure.
And no one that's been parking there prior to the sign has ever had any of their tires on the street. So it's not like we're street parking between the sign and the stop sign. It's always been in our own property because the road's too narrow there to park on the street anyway.
Fair enough.
So there's some way you could
We'll look into it.
get rid of that. I don't know who called it in or why, but we've not been a nuisance to any of our neighbors with it. You know, we've
Fair
been
enough.
very respectful. I appreciate it. Thank
You got it. Appreciate
Oh,
you.
man, one comment on it for you, if you don't mind. I took pictures of the sign they put down is right there, right behind, less than 2 feet is the stop signs. So I don't understand, I mean, I got a place where you can put that no parking sign, I promise.
All right, let's move on to brief comments from council members. I know we're short a few. Kip Buchanan's sick. Well, Nancy.
Nancy, she has a minor operation, so.
So we're down to, but Janine, go ahead and start.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Jill Moorfield on her retirement, and I wish her the best. Now, she hates for me to brag on her, but I am. I witnessed her and Michelle Rodolini go to this dignitary. We were at an event and asked for a large sum of money for the Bill Withers statute. And the gentleman said, write her a check for this amount of money. And I said, man, I wish I could be that blessed. But I just want to say you have been a blessing to this city, and your professionalism and your dedication to this city. I just wanted to say thank you and congratulations on your retirement. Also, I wanted to ask Mr. Durrell about the sidewalks on South Kanoa and South Fayette. Have you received any updates or any additional information?
No, ma'am. I met with the couple of gentlemen from the state road and also the city manager of Bluefield and those items. But we was working on a Harper Road project at that particular time. And I mentioned some sidewalks, but they know Jimmy Riston, he no longer works for the state, but I wanted to pick his brain about it. Yeah, that's not our sidewalks. Those are state road sidewalks.
Right,
And-
but they're
and we'll have to go through them to get.
They're
grants.
they're state sidewalks, but they are in the city. So we
I
do want
realize
to make
that.
sure we
There's
take
a lot
care-
of
try
state
to take
roads
care
in the
of
city,
those.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
The Land Reuse Agency, which is also called the Land Banks, we need to have a workshop, that's my opinion, a workshop in reference to when we want to get that implemented. And the only other thing is I just wanted to say congratulations to the Spirit of Beckley, Mr. Bird White. I think that's going on Monday.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
want to say congratulations to him. And I believe that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Janine. Frank?
Yes, I also like to, give thanks to Ms. Warfield. I mean, she has done an outstanding job. I mean, really outstanding job. Yeah, too. She counted the days. The only thing I want to say is that once we decide, and I said this thing last time, decide to come in harmony together and get things decent in order, I think we'll be able to move more forward with the city of Beckley. Mr. Moore, I know Mr. Captain Moore very well, and I think this situation's been going on too long. Mr. Schofield there, I didn't realize that, he wanted to do that, and I apologize for that, but, I know he's a good man, and anything we can do to help him. But this council needs to start doing what we're supposed to do. And I know we don't have all the money that people may need, but I think some of these projects, we get some of these little projects out of the way quicker, and then that start accumulating more money for some of these big projects.
Thank you, Frank.
I'm in agreement. I'd like to see us move faster. I'm impatient. I know Fifi is too. We've discussed. I will say it's nice to see activity on Main Street again with the marketplace. I was there. I shopped for Christmas gifts and things up there the other day. We've got to keep that momentum going. I was really sad to hear that Upland Soul is closing. You know, restaurant business is very tough, and I hate it, but I understand, and I'm sure the rest of us do. I also didn't know about Lincoln Elementary. I thought, since that's the part that you see from the street, I thought it was actually deserted. You know, I've noticed that I guess people have made a sport out of breaking windows and things like that. So hopefully we can come together and get a solution for you, Reverend Schofield. The other thing that I want to say is this. You know, there was a lot of ruckus about something that came out on Crime Radar, and I know that Chief Bailey and I have discussed it. Please be careful when you pass judgment on what's going on. You know, you don't know a person's backstory. You don't know what those people are going through. We know that we have chronic problems with addiction. We have mental health issues that people are dealing with. So please be careful when you pass judgment on somebody online. Be careful about what you say. Be kind, because you don't know what path another person is walking. And it caused a lot of ruckus, I think, in the city and for the police and all that. Let's be kind in what we say about other people. And I also read an article today where someone was complaining about how expensive it is to tour the lights in Charleston at the ball field. Have you guys driven through the city of Beckley? It's amazing. So tell your friends, hey, come over here, drive through. We have a beautiful city. We have to make use of it. We have to make it better. And the last thing I want to say, Kelly, I read your article. I knew Kratom was dangerous. I had no idea how dangerous. We've got to get to work on stopping that. These are our kids. That's it.
That's it. Okay. Well, I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to give a shout out to the YMCA, to Jay Rist and George Barbera and the YMCA staff and volunteers that made the YMCA. It was the 49th year YMCA Thanksgiving Day run. A great community event. There's two things that I hear most of being the mayor, and one of it is not enough activities for people and kids to do. And there were so many kids out there that ran. Last year they had 350 participants. This year it was over 400. So that's a really good. I participated in it. My brothers came in from out of town. We've done it for like 10 or 12 years in a row. We finished nowhere near first. It's almost just like a quest to finish, but it's such a camaraderie thing between my brothers. And I just want to say they did a great job. It's a super organized and great event. So I thought they did a great job with it. Last night was the Christmas tree lighting. Jim Moorfield, again, awesome job. I know we had a pretty good turnout for it being so chilly. I'd like to thank West Virginia Tech and First Baptist Church in Beckley for offering drinks and coffee and hot cocoa and all that stuff. Another great community event, and she's 100% right. You go uptown and it looks absolutely beautiful. Public Works, I saw you out working on it last week. Leslie, appreciate it. Well, she's pointing at you. Beverly.
By the way, I caught Jill at church last night and tried to talk her into staying with us a little bit longer. I thought maybe I'd have an advantage since we were in church, but
Big shoes to fill, no doubt.
yes, it is.
And lastly, I'd like to I was asked to read a proclamation that I would love to do. I'll make it quick though. It says, whereas the Nutcracker has been produced by Beckley Performing Arts and the Beckley Dance Theater for 35 years, and whereas the Nutcracker relives the fantasy of Christmas resplendent with glittering sets, nostalgic costumes, and gifted dancers, and brings culture, pride, and community involvement to the city of Beckley. And whereas the 35th annual performance scheduled in the Nutcracker will be December 5th, December 6th, and December 7th, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Woodrow Wilson High School Auditorium. Now, therefore, I, Ryan Neal, Mayor of the City of Beckley, do hereby proclaim December 5th through December 7th as 2025 Nutcracker Days. If you're looking for something to get a break from the stress of the holidays or something to put you in the Christmas spirit, we went to it last year. It's probably the first time I've been to the Nutcracker in probably 20-some years, and we really had a great time. We enjoyed it. I look forward to going again this weekend, but it's just such a nice thing. It's just a wonderful thing to attend to. All right, Sherry, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Mr. Moore, thank you for speaking. Paul Corbett Brown, thank you. Leslie, thank you for speaking. And we hear you. I'm sorry it's taken so long. Thank you for your patience. I know it's not easy to get up and talk and people out of their comfort zone, so I appreciate you all bringing things forward. Thank you for bringing this forward too, sir, Mr. Watkins. I want to echo what Councilwoman Bullock said about Jill Moorfield. Not only has Jill been doing things, Beckley Main Street, Beckley events, this and that, she's also helped.
She knows. She knows the special things she's helped with for many years. But on a happy note, and that's a happy note too, she has helped with the Beckley, West Virginia Day of Prayer since 2011. We have done that in our city, in our little community of Beckley, West Virginia. And for 24 hours, we did it for years. Now we do it from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But Jill, thank you so much for everything you. When Ryan says big shoes to fill, your compassion and your love for the city, and right there with you for so many years has been your wonderful son, Gavin Ward. Gavin's been right there since he's been a baby. And I'm sorry, because I'm an emotional little Italian lady. Congratulations to the Woodrow Wilson cheer team. They are the Quad A cheer team champions for the great state of West Virginia. Mary Beth Birchfield Garcia is their coach. And she she was also on the cheer team in 97, 98, and 99. When my daughter cheered Woodrow. So I want to say something. I want to thank Kevin at the Chocolate Mousse, because your facility looks beautiful as you come down Harper Road. That's welcoming you into the city. Leslie, when you go to the exhibition coal mine, someone reached out to me from Oregon, and said, what an unbelievable sight. When whoever says you can't afford to see the lights in Charleston, and what Bev Ferris did coming down Main Street and back on Neville Street, and the market, I'm just so proud of the way Beckley looks. But we do have work to do. Sometimes it's, I'm sorry, am I talking too much?
No, I was just saying, it seems like the microphones are so much louder than normal.
Well, I know that all of us want the best for our city. That's why we put our name on that ballot. And we hope to be able to do things in expeditiously. Pastor Schofield, it just really, it pains me that you all have had to wait for so long, but we will continue to find a way with the former Lincoln School. And Michael Boland, today on my way home from work, I'm on Holiday Drive, right where you cross over Teal Road, right before Maxwell Woods. Maxwell, is that where you? Maxwell Woods, someone's hit the 25-mile-an-hour sign, and it's over. So I just saw that on my way home from work. There are some street lights too that have been out, and maybe we need to do that drive around to see, if we can put that little pink ribbon on the lights. Okay. I'm sorry I've been so windy, and I'm sorry for my emotional status. Thank you, Jill, for everything.
Good job. Cody?
Yeah, I don't have much. I just want to thank Jill for everything she's done. And unfortunately, we weren't able to make it to the tree lighting last night. We enjoyed it so much, but my daughter was feeling a little under the weather, so we didn't want to take her out in the cold. But just thank you for all you're doing, and we're excited for the parade.
Mr. Gerald?
I just want to thank all my department heads and their staff for making the city of Beckley. To me, it's just beautiful when I drive through there.
It is.
And I get the honor every morning of telling Jill how much I appreciate her. So I get that honor every morning. So she knows how much I appreciate her, and her staff, Gavin, Leslie. The museum is fabulous. Mike, appreciate you getting up some of the signs today on the panhandling. If you drive through Beckley, there's several panhandling signs that has been installed. So if you get an opportunity to do that, I certainly appreciate it. But that's all I have to say.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mr. Lucas Miller, I want to introduce him as your new IT director. He's got a promotion, so he's a current employee, and we promoted from within. So,
Very good.
and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gerald. All right, next item on the agenda is the adoption of resolution, approval of release of the second floor of 213 South Canal Street, Beckley, to the Piney Creek watershed. I'll turn it over to Mr. Fowle for more explanation on this.
Thank you, sir. Yes, tonight will be the resolution that does approve a lease. The advertisement was run in the newspaper. We'd be doing this tonight. The resolution authorizes the city of Beckley to lease 213 South Canal Street. It's the second story at 2013 South Canal Street, which used to be where the old fire station was, to the Piney Creek Watershed Association, which is a West Virginia nonprofit corporation. Terms of the lease basically is for 12 months, $1 a month. So it's $12 a year. And it's something that does need to be approved by council. Prior to doing that, since we're doing it by a resolution tonight, we do need to have a quick public hearing. And I'm going to open at this time a public hearing and ask if anybody has any comments, either in favor of or in opposition to this resolution, which authorizes the city to enter into the lease agreement with the Piney Creek Watershed Association. Are there any comments from the public? There is. Yes, sir. If you can be heard that from there, we'll listen.
My name is Nate Sidner. I came in last year when this came up. I'm the director of the Piney Creek Watershed Association. Jim Bennett, my colleague, I just came from the office. We're very appreciative of the space, comfortable and conducive for our work. And we just continue to contribute to the community, and that gives us a really good base of operation out of downtown. So we appreciate the city's consideration.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments to make, either in favor of or opposition to? If not, I'll close the public hearing. And
I just wanted to talk about the wonderful work that Piney Creek Watershed Association does. When it's a chilly spring March and they're in literally the creek getting litter out where the interstate piers are, they do that regularly through with Raleigh County Make It Shine. So Nate and Jim Fetters, thank you for what you all do. Appreciate it.
And this resolution is titled Resolution Approving Lease of Second Floor of Premises Located at 213 South Canal Street, Beckley, West Virginia. And this just requires an adoption. Mayor, turn it over to you. Thanks.
With that, may I have a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
So moved.
Second. Are there any questions or from council to Mr. Fowle on this matter? Very well. All those in favor of approval say aye. Aye. If there's anyone opposed, say nay. Very good. The resolution is approved. Thank you, council. Next, moving to old business. We talked about the last council meeting about setting a date for the workshop. Coincidentally, we had two council members that were not here last meeting, and we have two that's not here now. But Mr. Gerald, I'll turn it over to you if you want to go more.
Yes, I've been in contact with several people pertaining to the opioid funds. One of them is Greg Duckworth, which is the chairman of the West Virginia First Foundation, which disperses the funds. And anytime, I also mentioned to him I would certainly like for him to be here at our work session, and he agreed to do that. So whatever date you all set, I'll contact Mr. Duckworth and the other people on the committee, and we'll just work hard for the disbursements. That's all I got to say. So if y'all have a date set, that's fine with me, but I would certainly entertain a date after the holidays, because everybody here has probably got a full calendar up until that time. So I would recommend somewhere maybe January. I mean, that's my recommendation, but it's up to you all.
What do you all think? I like that.
I think the second week while we're on our off week, what do you all think?
Yeah, like the second Tuesday.
I don't have no problem. But so all the committee that's on this, have they been notified that they're part of the committee?
Beg your pardon?
I said, all the people that's on this committee, have they been notified that they own the committee?
Yes. Yes.
Did you say the second Tuesday?
There's only 3 individuals
13th?
that's in addition to us as a council.
January 13th.
Is the second Tuesday?
Those are 501c3s, organizations.
So Cody said maybe the 13th.
That's the second.
That's the second Tuesday of January, the 13th.
Or the first. The first is on a Thursday, so the 6th is the first Tuesday. We have a council meeting on the 6th, and then the 13th is the next Tuesday.
Sounds good to me.
So how many applications is it for us to review?
We got approximately 20-some. You should have all of the copies.
Yeah, I do. I do.
28, wasn't it?
Because no, I'm just thinking in my mind, would it be good for like a Tuesday evening or on a Saturday, start on a Saturday morning? Because if you're looking at 20.
Doesn't matter to me one way or the other, Council Lady.
I could do the 10th. That'd be the second Saturday if we did that.
Is that the second Saturday?
The 10th.
If you'd like to have it on a Saturday, that's fine with me.
Is that good for everybody?
Why don't we check before we can, like, to make it concrete, check with Kip and
That'd be
and
fine with
Greg
me.
Duckworth to make sure.
Give me a couple of days.
Yeah,
You want the
we'll work on it.
13th
We're
on a
talking about next month
Tuesday
anyway, so it's
and
only
the
the
10th on a Saturday? Is that what you want?
Yes, look at those dates and see if that's all right with everybody else.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, you could give discretion to the city manager to have a date that's agreeable to everyone.
That's fine.
I'm just saying because I am retired, so, but I'm flexible.
You're retired.
Rub it in our faces.
So,
Got a long way to go.
So you want me to schedule this on a Saturday or the Tuesday, or the off Tuesday?
Can we check with Kip and them and?
I'll just pick the date. How's
There you
that?
go.
How's that?
All right.
I'm not so sure your other committee members would want to do it on a Saturday. Mr. Duckworth might not want to be
He
here
may
on
not want to be
Saturday.
there. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
Check
so,
with him
so,
before
so
we can
and
confirm.
he has quite a bit of information on how this money's dispersed and how many more disbursements we're going to get. I mean,
Look or something like that on Tuesday.
You could do it earlier.
yeah, I can do it earlier in the evening on a Tuesday, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, I'll set the date and the time. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Executive session. May I have a motion to enter into executive sessions? We have a second. Thank you, Frank. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed say nay. All right. All right, may I have a motion to enter, back into regular council meeting?
So moved.
May I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed say nay. Thank you, council. May I have a motion to adjourn? Second? Thank you, Frank.